I'm just trying to make the most of it. I used up all my eligibility, and I'm very grateful that I got 6 years here. So I'm just taking it all in and enjoying the last ride with my teammates.
Last season, was there even any decision to make in the offseason, or did you know the whole time, no matter what, you were going to use your last year?
Yeah, I was coming back. I
Okay.
mean, you never get college basketball back, so I want to use up every minute, every game I got.
Yeah. How difficult is it when you're such a veteran and you're coming back for that last year, and the guy who recruited you, the guy who's been like part of your family, leaves in your last year? What's that adjustment like?
It was a bit of an adjustment, but having Kayla come in, a familiar face, played here, great coach, great person, great player. It was a little bit of an adjustment, but having Kevin still around, coming to some practices, and just talking with him when I can, it was a smooth adjustment. So yeah, it went well.
Did you ever find yourself at any point going, "That's not the way we usually do things," or "That's not that"? Like, do you have
Yeah,
those moments?
yeah. And I told Kayla right away that it was hard to change some things because I was like, I've been doing this for 5 years. Like, it's like I got to get out of my old ways at times. But it's just communicating with her and with my teammates about, like, yeah, we've done some of these things for 5 years straight, but we're going to change a couple of them, use some of the same things. So a little bit of an adjustment, but it went okay.
And within that adjustment, what are some things that maybe are a little bit different from your first, 5 years here?
Just some like defensive principles early. When Kayla got here, she did things a little bit differently, and then we talked as a team, and we're like, well, we met in the middle on some things, we changed some things. Offensively, we still kind of run our same fist motion, so but we added a couple more sets that she wanted to throw in, some shooting plays, stuff like that. So all good adjustments.
Do you recall, I think you'd probably be like 7 or 8 at the time, but growing up, do you remember Caleb playing here or that final, that Sweet 16 team, or is that way you're too young?
Yeah, I remember a little bit of it. I don't remember as much of it as I did like in middle school and high school coming here, but I remember some of it and them being Sweet 16 team for
Okay.
sure.
And for you, it's kind of interesting because your points have been so consistent since you became a starter, and everything across the board is. But one thing that I've seen has really ticked up is that three-point shooting, which obviously now you're in the top 10. Do you feel like you've become a better three-point shooter from 2020 to right now to 2025?
100%. I think just getting used to how the defense is playing you, getting more shots up off of flare screens, curl screens. I think just getting more shots up and being confident in myself has definitely helped me. I think the past few games I haven't really stopped myself to shoot it. I'm just putting it up, and I think that playing confident has really helped me with my three-point shooting.
Any chance you've gotten a message from Frankie because you actually do know her, you did play with her on the same team?
No, she didn't. I stay in touch with Frankie a little bit. Like, she reached out 2 weeks ago, said happy birthday, hope everything's going well. But I haven't talked to her yet about the three-point
Yeah.
shooting.
When you get to Green Bay, do you even allow yourself to visualize, like, hey, top 10 or being in the record books, or what are those thought processes when you?
No, I didn't think about any of that. I just wanted to play and enjoy the experience. I mean, the atmosphere here is great, and just college basketball in general is an amazing opportunity. So I didn't think about any of that. But it is really cool in my last season to be in that.
And I might have asked you this before, but when you come from a smaller school in D1, there are some people go, hey, is she really going to be good? And
Yeah.
Rachel was from LC, was great, and there's been other stories that haven't turned out well. Do you feel a lot of pride that you came here and definitely proved that, yeah, it's from a little bit of a smaller school, but I definitely was a D1 player in the end?
Yeah, I do for sure. I think it took a little bit to get comfortable as it usually does, but yeah, it's a really cool accomplishment to be able to play at this level. And Luxembourg is a great community. They're always out in the stands, so having them at my back is awesome.
In terms of this season right now, after that loss to Creighton, it seems like you guys have caught another hot streak. How do you feel about the team right now, kind of in the new year here?
We're feeling pretty good. We're getting a lot of shots up this winter break, so I think that's really helping. We've shot pretty well the past couple games. But yeah, just playing together, and things are going well right now, so we've got to keep that up going into conference because everybody gives their best against Green Bay, especially on the road. So we have two tough matchups this week, so we got to play good.
How difficult is it to adjust without Maddie and Mustane's out as well? But obviously Maddie's been such a key starter. How difficult of an adjustment has that been, if any, in the past month?
It's been okay. I mean, we definitely miss Maddie and Marty. Marty was playing great. Maddie always plays great. But Callie's stepping up. Jenna's stepping up. So it was. I mean, we adjusted well. Everybody's stepping up a little bit. But I mean, it'll be nice to have Maddie back too whenever she is back.
Cassie, with the injuries, especially to Maddie. Last week you had a really good week.
Thank you.
Do you kind of feel maybe a responsibility, hey, I got to step up my play now without Maddie's points?
I don't really think of it that way, but I guess when Maddie went out, all of us were like, well, Maddie's a great player, like we can all step up a little bit, but yeah, I don't think about that like too much, like I need to like overstep or anything.
Did your mindset change when you hit the court? There's more shots now available, so does your mindset change, or is it if I get the ball and I'm open, I just put it up?
Yeah, my mindset didn't really change. It's just if I get the ball and I'm open, I'm gonna shoot it type thing.
And going on the road, these games, if you look at the standings, are winnable, obviously, for you girls. How important is it to not trip up, because you do have that one conference loss?
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of business.
Yeah, we can't trip up at all. I mean, every opponent, especially on the road, is going to give Green Bay their best. So we just have to stay focused, and I think that's been like our main thing this week is focus on the little things, get those done, and just play together.
Looking at the standings, it's really top heavy
Yeah.
now in January. At what point in the season do you pay attention to it at all?
I mean, it's always out there. Going on Twitter, you see it, but it's like if we're in the middle of the standings, that doesn't mean that much right now. We know where we want to be at the end of the season, so not too much focus on that, just the game in front of us.
It's not just Cassie. I think there's so many of them that have been here for a lot of years and have been so used to a certain system and mostly the same voice that's been teaching them and coaching them along the way. So I think it's a transition for all of them, for sure, to some capacity, some maybe more than others. But I just, all I know is I give them a lot of credit because as much as I've kept things mostly similar, I think there are a lot of tweaks that I've made and just our language that we're using or the way that we practice or just my voice in general that are so different, and they've had to really adjust to it. So I give them a lot of credit because they've handled it really well and embraced it. And I think that that's not always easy, and it's not always a given that happens. And so I appreciate their mindset towards it.
Has there been communication at a time of like a veteran like a Cassie who goes, this terminology, the way we do things, this isn't how we had it, and have you adjusted to that, or are you like, hey, you just got to learn the way I do it?
Back and forth, I think we've had those conversations happen almost daily. They actually still happen. You may have even, I don't know if you were there today for it, but like we are describing an action and they all look at each other and they say, oh, that's called this. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. And I'm like, so what are we calling that? And I'm sort of the last one to know. And it's also taken me that opportunity then to drop any ego and step towards them and say, is that what you already call that? Great, I'm going to call that the same thing. So sometimes as a coach, you have to sit back and say, why am I rewiring a group that's really a well-oiled machine and knows how to win and does things the right way for the sole purpose of calling it the way I want to call it. So we've met in the middle, and a lot of that, I think we've had those conversations almost daily, but we are, I think, both accepting each other and figuring things out as we go.
In the time you've had Cassie, what do you think of her as a player?
Well, I think Cass is really dynamic, and I can't believe it took this long for her to even earn the Player of the Week award that she did this week. She's well deserving, but she's just somebody who is such a great shooter, and we're telling her actually even more now to be hunting her shot because of some of the circumstances that we have and missing some players. And so I think she's so capable of that. But I love like her, she's so versatile. She can score it on the block because she's so long. She can come off ball screens, and then she's a nightmare because you have to basically chase her over the top of it. And she's a great passer out of it. I think she's a Green Bay kid. She does all the things that we want her to do and is really versatile doing it.
And speaking of those injuries, I know it's a next woman up type of situation,
Yeah.
but when you lose somebody like a Maddie or even a Westeen off the bench,
Yeah.
how difficult of an adjustment is that to make on the fly during the season?
Yeah. So, and I don't know if this has been put out there, but Marty is what we call her. Marty did tear her ACL, and so she is out for the rest of the season. She was just coming on strong and was starting to play better and better and increase her minutes. And we all know that Milwaukee game is when she really took off. So we were really excited about her. That's a hard one. I think she was maybe second or third off the bench at that point, but always gave us such great energy and scoring. And a lot of people saw that last year with her as a freshman. She was continuing to build. And then Maddie, we're hopeful that we get her back out temporarily, but when you take away your leading scorer and somebody who gives you such versatility and toughness inside, that is an adjustment. So it was interesting to see how our team was going to respond to that in this last week. And it's part of the reason why we've been telling Cass she's got to be hunting her shot more, and why Nat has to go make more things happen. It's why you saw Bailey and Maya at the point guard spot have a little bit more offensive firepower. It's because we need everybody to do more and step up and take on. It's not like we need anybody to go and score 20 a game, but we do need Jenna Geyer to step up and do what she did, which was great. And for Maya to score 8 points a game and Bailey to score 6, and if everybody can take on a little bit more, that makes that adjustment a lot easier to handle.
And I'm not sure if you're allowed to say, but it looks like it's broken.
It's in a cast.
Oh, yeah. So is that usually at best 4 to 6? Most optimistic?
That's most optimistic.
With something like that, how long does it take you even after it heals to, and basically what I'm asking is, do you feel like she's going to be back, or is it going to be really hard for
No, I think we're hopeful that we get her back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of medical red shirt, did Marty play? She played 11.
She played 11. It depends on how many we play.
Yeah.
It's close.
So you won't know yet? I mean,
We won't know
will you
yet.
apply for that, do you think, to see?
Yeah, we'll have to see how many games we end up playing,
Oh.
but it's really close to the cutoff. Yeah.
In terms of games right now, you guys have kind of rebounded nicely since that Creighton loss, going on the road now for a little bit. How are you feeling about this team as you're entering the new year?
Well, I'm excited because I think, like we've talked about with the adjustments that we've had to make and different lineups, and you're playing Jenna Geyer more at a 4 spot. You're looking into your bench and playing Ellie Bazell or Megan Schiltz a little bit more than maybe you initially intended to. People have stepped up and done a lot of good things. It was nice to have that 4-game homestand right there so we could get off to that good start and figure out new lineups. Now, I always love road trips because it's us against the world mentality, and now we're going to really see what we're made of. I think in this league, I think the teams are continuing to get better, and I think that going on the road, there's no given that you're going to go in, and we saw what happened this last week within the league. You've got to be ready to go, and we always get everybody's best shot. So we're figuring out ways to continue to up our pressure and continue the defensive and rebounding efforts that we've been having. We think that will hold strong even if you're not shooting it well on the road. But I'm excited about what we can do in the next couple of weeks. I think it'll be really telling, and it'll set us up for the rest of the season.
Can you provide any clarity about why Allie's not on the staff anymore?
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's no longer part of the staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disappointing that, or are you disappointed that it didn't work out for whatever reason?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep those matters in house.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
With Maddie's injury, how
Yeah.
important was Cassie's play last week? And,
Yeah.
and maybe instilling her the confidence that keep shooting, and especially from the three-point line.
Yeah, all of her teammates have so much confidence in her, and I've told her from a coaching staff perspective, when it leaves her hand, I always think it's going in. All of us coaches believe it is. So we've got to find ways as a staff to continue to get her the ball, but also just encourage her to shoot it. I think as much as she's been shooting well, I still think there's opportunities where we're not finding her enough, or where she's passing it up a little bit. So I think that the confidence piece is huge. She has it. She just needs to get opportunities, and that's what we saw this last week, and I think she was more than deserving of that Player of the Week award.
Jenna's play too recently
Yeah.
has been really good. And
Yeah.
she's shown spurts of that throughout the career, but how big can that be now from the rest of the season? Because
Yeah.
she's going to believe, and the teammates are going to believe that she can
Yeah.
go and post double-doubles.
Well, truly, I mean, Cassie got the Player of the Week award. I think Jenna was right there, too. I think it could have gone to either one of them. I thought she had a great week, and setting 2 new career highs, and then going and getting 10 rebounds. That's a big step for her and on Saturday's game. So if her play continues to elevate, you can see the confidence level just continue to rise in her. She is so happy when she plays. She is really excited about the game. Anybody at home games can watch her pump up the crowd before the game starts. Like, she is all in, and she's getting better and better, especially defensively. And I think because of the lineups we have, we're going to need her to take steps, because we're not going to always have the best matchups, and she's continuing to get better on the defensive end too. So it's players like that are going to propel this team further. You can always talk about the starting 5 and how phenomenal has Callie been to be able to slide into the starting role and really not skip a beat there. But then what's behind that, right? And the bench, that number 7, number 8, number 9, those are the kids. If they can be really solid and helping your scoring and not turn the ball over when they come in, that's what's going to elevate us to the next level. And Jenna Geyer is a big piece of that.
How much better do you know this team now than the start of the year?
A lot. It takes a lot of time. It takes time to individually get to know your players. We're still figuring out in hard times or in adversity times during games, how do you respond to me challenging you versus how do you respond to me challenging you? And that's not easy to figure out in a summer workout back in July. That you figure out in the hard times when your backs are against the wall and you need somebody to go make a play? Is it I'm encouraging you, or I'm trying to rev you up and get you going? You have to know the difference, and you have to know how they respond. That has time to get figured out, and so it's been really fun. I can't believe how fast these games have gone, though. At the same time, I can't believe we're looking at halfway through the season already. But there's more to learn, I still think, and as we get more and more comfortable, I think we're all starting to hit our stride a little bit. We knew it was going to take some time. And though we have veteran players, the new coaching staff, it just takes some time. But I know them a lot better. I think they know me a lot better. We're working through a lot right now. It's been really good.
You're not like trying to get Shane Lake and any extra.
I would love if I could, but yeah, Lakin just signed a new contract, she said. So she's like, I got to get back into shape. We're like, come on over. This worked out great. They're great additions to have for us on the scout team. They make us better for sure.